Hello everyone! Today we are going to be revamping my husband's room. If you guys are new to my channel, we are moving soon and I've been documenting kind of what we've been doing on each room throughout the house and how we're trying to spruce it up a little bit. So today is going to be my husband's room, and basically all we're going to be doing is painting it because there's not much else that needs to be done in this room. And yeah, so if you guys would like to see the way that we repaint my husband's room, then just keep on watching. So first off, I want to start out by saying the reason why we're painting this room is we live in a kind of a small house. We live in a 900 square foot home. It's a 3-bedroom, 1-bath. It's an older home. It was built in like the early 60s, and this was our first home. So since we're putting it up for sale, we're trying to make it look as big as possible. And my husband's room is actually the biggest room in the house. And with the brown or tannish walls, it's more tan, it just looks a little bit more closed in. And this room is kind of the laundry room, kind of just a normal room. We didn't take this room as our master because I didn't like that it's actually kind of far away from where our bathroom is. And we only have one bathroom, so we don't actually have like a master bedroom in this house. And so what we're going to be doing is painting it white. That way it feels a little bit more open, breathable, and whoever moves in can choose to paint it. But we're thinking that whoever is going to move in will most likely use this for the master bedroom, even though the washer and dryer are in here. But if not, for a family that moves in or anything like that, maybe someone will use it for like a playroom. So we just want to leave the choice up to them. We're going to leave it a blank canvas, completely white, and if they want to paint it a completely different color, then I would like that to be their choice. And I'm sorry for the lighting on this clip. The sun was going down and we really needed to get this done, but I didn't want to not show you guys. The one thing I keep getting stuck on whenever I'm editing this part is if you look at the light that's on the brick wall, I can keep seeing it move up and up and up, and I'm like, oh my gosh, that actually took way longer than what I thought it was. Now this brick was a pain. This is actually our chimney. So what I'm thinking was this room was actually the garage and they had made it into a normal room. So right here is actually the chimney on the other side into our living room. That's this whole thing. And we didn't want to leave it, you know, of course, a bad color, but every time we went over it with the paint, it just sucked up everything. Like we had to buy a whole nother bucket of paint just for this part alone because it took up everything. And what I'm doing is as soon as we would go over it, then I would try to do the creases because the creases wouldn't take any of the paint. So I'm getting in there little by little. And we're also doing this on a budget. So if you see us kind of going back and forth of doing one part, like painting a certain wall and then coming back and like kind of going over this area, is because every time we would finish a wall, if there was leftover paint on the brush or the roller, I would be like, okay, we need to put it on the chimney part because like I didn't want to waste any paint. We're trying to not buy as much paint as we have to, and instead of buying a whole bunch more, I was trying to take off whatever I could off the rollers just on that part. And another thing you're going to be seeing a lot in this is there's piping in this room. I know it's kind of weird. I don't know if the people before us did this, if they tried to reroute it. I don't know if like our house was completely redone. I need to get the blueprint on our home, honestly, because it would be nice to know exactly where everything was before we had moved in. Because the washer and dryer, it looks like the piping, they had put it on the inside instead of the outside. And we live on septic, so we don't know where the pipes go to lead to our septic tank. So you'll be seeing me kind of painting these pipes because I have to try to make it blend into the wall. But that's the only part of this room that I actually can't stand because there's just pipes that are sticking out. But to repipe the entire room would cost so much money. And instead, I guess I'm just gonna have to try to blend it in. The one thing that's hard about our house, and tell me if anyone has ever experienced this, especially when you're a first-time home buyer and it's your first home and you just got married and all this other stuff is going on. But our home isn't, a lavish, crazy, beautiful type of home. Don't get me wrong, I love my home. I love my home and I'm so thankful to have a roof over my head. But usually a nice house speaks for itself. But we have to make people fall in love with our home. We can't just, they don't walk in and just, oh my God, it's the best thing we've ever seen. The house is old. There's not a lot that it has to offer. The only thing that I would say is like the selling point is that like our yard is on a half an acre. So that's the part that we're having a little bit of a hard time with. When we walked in here, we loved it. It was our first home. This was perfect. It was big enough for us. It's just us two. But trying to make people fall in love with your home is a very hard thing. And, California is very expensive and it's hard to try to make someone appreciate your home as much as you do, especially when you look at all these other homes that are, 2-story houses and they have 5 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms, and we have 1 bathroom and 3 bedrooms, and it's not that big. So that's the part that we've kind of been struggling with when it comes to how we've been visioning the house, about how someone else is going to see it. And we don't have a lot of money to try to fix it up. So it's trying to make people love our home on top of being on a budget. And once everything is done, then we're putting everything back to where it's supposed to be. There's still a couple of spots that we have to do, but we'll get to that later. So that's going to be it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please give me a big thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe if you guys haven't already. And I will be seeing you very, very soon in my next video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye.